Hi, this is Ms. Lancaster. So I'm doing just a quick video to introduce you to chapter 2 as we're moving into chapter 2. Chapter 2 is about research. So it's research methods. Much of this chapter will probably be a review for many of you. If you've taken any science classes, you're familiar with the scientific method. Okay, so this is a science class. It's a social science class, so we do use the scientific method. So as you're going through the chapter, you'll recognize that scientific method and the various steps of it. Okay, why are those steps important? Because when you follow the scientific method, you have a much better set of findings, right? Because they're going to be much more accurate. So make sure that you understand the steps of the scientific method and really the order of those steps. You're not going to do your literature review after you do your research, right? So kind of recognizing those steps is important. Another key thing from this chapter is recognizing the difference between qualitative and quantitative methods. Sociologists use both qualitative and quantitative methods. Research methods that are quantitative give us quantities, right? Numbers, right? So the statistics pieces. But the qualitative aspects of research really kind of give us the qualities of what's going on, right? So both pieces are pretty important in giving us a real understanding of what's going on in society. The qualities, the qualitative aspects are really those things that we can find out about our own personal experiences, right? And then look for patterns, right? Patterns that exist. As you're reading through the different types of research methods, you should pay attention to understand the differences in the methods, the different types of methods that exist, recognizing that some of those methods are going to be qualitative, some of them are going to be quantitative. Surveys can be a little bit of both, but are oftentimes much more in a quantitative standpoint. While you're thinking about it, while you're looking at them, think about what kind of data does it give me? If it gives me numbers, then it's a quantitative type of research method. If it gives me feelings and thoughts and concerns, then it's more qualitative in nature. While you're thinking about research methods, also consider what kind of level of analysis would this type of research do? If I was interviewing people, would I be doing micro level research or would I more likely be doing macro level research? Think about it. Interviews are kind of time consuming. So would you be looking at big picture items where you'd have to interview a lot of people, or would you be potentially looking at smaller scale? Okay, so these are just things to kind of reflect and think about. Many of these research methods are probably going to be familiar to you. Ethnography, remember that an ethnography is observation, right? Is participant observation. So recognizing that while we're giving two different terms, it is still a piece of that. And autoethnography is kind of like when we think about an autobiography, right? It's somebody telling their own story. So when we think about autoethnography, not only is the study about a group of people, but also their own the researcher's own reflections. Existing sources, experiments, all of those things that are out there. Your textbook talks about the social network analysis. It's important to kind of understand how we're using computers now to do more research, and we're connected more. Your textbook talks about issues in relationship to social research, code of ethics, institutional review board. It's important that when we're doing research that there is no harm done to the person who's being researched. So as you all will be doing surveys throughout the semester, I want you to kind of realize that surveys can do harm, even though not in the same way as maybe like a biomedical research could be done, or like sort of interviews too. When somebody tells you something, if their name is connected to that research and then people find out about it, it could actually cause them some sort of harm. So recognize that and think about how what exactly harm is. Okay, we have a code of ethics that exists in order to keep people from harming others, right? The institutional review board exists so that when people go to do research, when companies or researchers, big researchers go to do research, that we make sure that it is in the best interest not only of the researcher, of the community, but that also that nothing bad could happen, you know, and I say bad because that can be subjective, bad can happen as a result of it. Make sure that you understand the different types of questions in relationship to surveys. There's a lot going on in this chapter, but again, I think for many of you, a lot of this research, a lot of this chapter will probably be some review. Let me know if you have any questions. As with all of your chapters this semester, for this week, you will make sure that you need to make sure that you do your inquisitive. Inquisitives are due on Thursday. Your data workshop is due by Sunday, and your discussion board and your chapter quizzes are due by Tuesday. For your discussion board, again, remember the earlier you post, the more chance and opportunity that your classmates will have to respond to you. Use your discussion board as a class discussion, help one another by giving information in regards to what you understood, what you're interested in. There's probably a classmate out there who might be confused by something that you understood. So help them out. That's what the discussion board's about. All right. Let me know if you have any questions. You can either email me or use that reflection journal that will give you some opportunity for extra credit. All right. Have a great day. Thanks.